Well, what's going on, everybody? We're out here targeting small lines today. One of my favorite ways to fish this time of year is with tip-ups and iFish Pros. It's cold out today. It's about 18 degrees right now, and it's only supposed to get colder. We're kind of right on the cusp of when I would be switching from an iFish Pro over to a traditional tip-up. iFish Pro, if you're not familiar with it, I've got one set up here. You've got just your regular old fishing rod that comes up, line down, and then there's a slip there. Bait goes down, fish comes along, hits this slip, pops, flag goes up. iFish Pro in the last couple of years has come out with the iFish Pro 2.0, which this one is. This is the original iFish Pro. It's just got this blank void underneath it on the bottom. The iFish Pro 2.0 has the insulated bottom, so that's the one that we've got set up here. It's supposed to keep that ice from freezing up. If you've watched my channel in the past, one of the only critiques I have for the iFish Pro is that it doesn't work good on real cold days because the hole freezes up, that line gets caught in the ice, and then you end up losing fish because they get a little finicky, they feel that resistance, and they don't hold on to the bait. So one of the things I've always kind of wondered is, hey, how good are these at stopping the ice from forming? So I've got just a regular old open hole there. We've got the iFish Pro 2.0 set with a line on it in case the fish are in the area, and then I've got the traditional iFish Pro that I'm going to stick over this third hole. One of the nice things about the iFish Pro is that it's made out of black plastic, and I think the idea there is that it's supposed to capture the rays from the sun, and that radiant heat help keep the hole open. Obviously we don't have that luxury today, but I'm going to wait about an hour and come back and see which of these holes has the most ice on it, and how good these iFish Pros really are at keeping that ice from building up on top of your hole while you're fishing. So shouldn't take long because of editing, but here we go. Well, it's been about an hour since I punched these three holes, or since I've cleaned these three holes out. Like I said, I've got just the regular old ice hole with nothing over it, the iFish Pro 2.0 and the iFish Pro Traditional. Got my other camera here for maybe a little bit closer look, so we'll see if it wants to cooperate with me. But we'll start with just the regular old ice hole. You look, there's a fair amount of ice in there. If your line were caught in that and a finicky fish came by, I have no doubt that, well, that didn't want to work. You look, there's a fair amount of ice in that hole, so not the greatest. We come over here, we'll check out the traditional iFish Pro. Pull that off. Okay, so there's probably about half as much ice in that as what was in that other ice hole, so that's pretty good. Not bad. I think a fish could probably pull your line through that, but it wouldn't be much longer and that would get too thick. Come over here to our iFish Pro 2.0. You can see the line's actually frozen in there. You look, there's about the same amount of ice in this hole as there was in the regular hole. So I guess I don't know, I'm not convinced to say that the insulated base really does that much for you. So I will say that the iFish Pros definitely did make a difference. There was by far and away the most ice on the uncovered hole. As far as the difference between the insulated base and the uninsulated base, I guess I didn't really see a huge difference. Now granted, I don't know if a sunny day would make a difference, but right now we're running about 17, 18 degrees, and this is right at that point where I would start transitioning over to a traditional tip up, just so I don't have to deal with this issue. You could always make sure with every hour or so you're coming and cleaning your holes out. That's always an option, but you still have that issue with freeze up. If you're looking for my other opinions on the iFish Pro versus regular tip up, I did a completely different video on that. I'll throw a link to the description in there. If you're just getting into tip up fishing, I've done a couple other videos. Check them out. Hope this was helpful. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.